Psychology students, I hope you've all had a very, very nice break. I know I have. And now we're into 2026, week 1 of Unit 3, Section Week 1. So Unit 3 has got 2 parts. It's got a learning part, which we're going to see how that contrasts to what we were doing with before with cognition, because so much of what you probably think of when I say the word learning is what you already learned about when you studied cognition. So the first thing we're going to do this week is you can read the overview to kind of see what we're doing in learning, and then there's going to be a discussion here because I really want you to pull out what you think of when you hear the word learning and what psychologists are going to mean by the word learning, because they're not going to be the same thing. All right, so we're going to make sure we kind of clear that up. And then we're going to start to, so this first concept map is going to have kind of a little bit about everything. Remember, I'm a big picture person, so this learning overview concept map, don't go into too many details. You just want to see how learning is divided into 3 different categories, 3 different types of learning, and get the basics. And then you're going to see classical conditioning is one of those kinds of learning, so you'll go into much more detail here. Operant conditioning is another type of learning, and you go into more detail. And then you get some practice with operant conditioning, so you can learn how to classify different ways. And then you're going to talk about reinforcement, schedules of reinforcement, which is something that is part of classical conditioning, and you're also going to practice that, okay? So, and don't forget, all of your uploads need to be in the form of a PDF. I know that's different, but we'll get used to uploading them as PDFs. If you need help, let me know, and I hope you will find that by the time you're done with the learning content, you'll be able to think about ways in which you can design your own kind of schedules of reinforcement and punishment to get yourself to engage in the behaviors that you want. And maybe you'll find it useful trying to help others learn something. And you'll know that learning is not the same as cognition. So have a great week. Keep sending me your questions and concerns, and I will be back in next week's video.